If you're thinking Colorado Springs is all sunshine, hikes, and mountain views, push pause because we're about to drop 10 hard truths about living in Colorado Springs.
That's right. Well, Colorado Springs has a lot to offer. It's not perfect. Maybe. In today's video, we're going to give the raw, unfiltered truth to make sure that you're fully prepared for what life here really looks like. After that, if you're still ready to make a move to Colorado Springs, at least you'll know and you'd be a little bit more prepared.
They think they're prepared.
I don't know.
Let's find out. She said ass. Oh, fun times. All right, the first thing that we have to talk to you guys about is going to be the incredibly unpredictable weather that we have here in Colorado Springs. Yes, we have 4 seasons, but you will probably experience them all in one day.
Exactly. That's not unusual to have sunshine in the morning followed by snow or hail in the afternoon. You'll need to dress in layers, keep an eye out on the weather forecast, and always be prepared for sudden changes, especially spring and fall.
Yeah, yesterday it was -9 and today it's already 35 degrees. So you never know what you're gonna get. And when we set it over 6,000 feet of elevation, the weather can be a little bit harsher, especially with the sun and especially with the snow during the winter months. So you're always gonna wanna pay attention.
Yeah, the good news is though, we also get over 300 days of sunshine a year. So while the weather can be a little bit or a lot crazy, you're still going to get a lot of beautiful sunny days to enjoy outdoor activities.
The sunshine here is blistering. I will drive my truck 20 minutes away and my whole face will be just sunburned. So pay attention to that as well. You don't want to get stuck without sunscreen or without chapstick.
Just make sure that you're prepared for those quick changes in the weather. Keep a warm jacket in the car during the winter and always check the forecast before heading out, especially spring and fall, when the weather seems to have a mind of its own.
Or if you're like Crystal, just have your husband check the weather and I'll tell you what to do.
Correct.
Number 2 on our list today is going to be housing costs, which has changed drastically over the past 5 years or so. The median price for homes around the time of this recording is going to be close to $500,000. But if you look at it compared to Denver, we are drastically lower than that, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's still really crazy though, because I've been, this is 6 years now in real estate. Actually, I think I just passed 6 years, or like 2 days. But anyway, when I first got into real estate, I think our average price point was like $395 or $425 or something. It was way lower than what it is right now. So to kind of look at how fast and how much our housing has really went up. Obviously, COVID had a huge impact on those numbers, but even if you look at our annual increase every single year, it's still crazy and really good.
Yeah, and really, if you're a buyer from out of state watching this video, you're gonna wanna get in touch with somebody here locally that can help you, aka us.
Kind of like us.
Because there are certain areas in town where you can still find comparable housing prices. So if you're looking for something and you're a first-time home buyer, or if you're well-established and you're looking to get the most bang for your buck, but you're looking at a higher price point, say $700, $800, $1 million, we can help you with that and make sure that you're finding what's most important to you for your home.
Yeah, because if you're just going based off of a sticker tag of what it is, there's so much more to that. And just like you said, Sean, we have so many different neighborhoods and so many different affordable areas. Now, granted, there are some that are outrageous and really, really expensive, and you're literally just paying for the name, but we understand those clients. We understand that maybe that's what's really important to you versus someone who they don't care about a name brand, a city that is, ranked number 1 in whatever that may look like. They would rather go into something a little bit more community driven or diverse and in the community for a little bit lower of a price tag. So we can kind of help with whatever your budget is, whatever you're looking for. And the biggest thing is whatever is important to you, we will make sure to help you get that.
So 6 years ago when Crystal first got into real estate, the house that we had was about $1,200 a month. Today, the price of that home, which was very much a starter home, is going to be around $3,000 a month. So if you're looking in the Colorado Springs area, Just keep in mind that those price tags have gone up over the years. If you had a friend that used to live here several years ago and they tell you something different, please reach out to us because we will tell you what that truly looks like. And there's also a lot of ways, such as new builds and incentives, which do change all the time, to keep your housing costs a little bit lower. But the median price has drastically gone up, which means your price point for a monthly payment has also gone up.
Which this isn't necessarily our topic, but I do think it's super important to kind of talk about. You know, when Sean and I, when we first got together, the home that I had purchased, it was very much a starter home. It was like, hey, get me out of this situation. Let me just have a roof over my children's head. And that's all that I could afford, right? And the crazy and the most amazing thing that I absolutely love about real estate is being able to help people buy a home or sell a home. But really, there's a special feeling in my heart, especially because that's kind of what started me into the real estate world, is that I did go from a very much starter home where there were a lot of issues, and I was a single parent at that time. And then Sean and I got together, we were able to sell that home, and I think we had over $100,000 worth of equity in it. And then we were able to take that money and dump that into a new build, which that was kind of like our first starter home. And then we were able to take that and roll that into, and so real estate is one of those things where don't just look at the price tag, right? Obviously, like, you have to know your budget, you have to figure out how much you can monthly afford and all of that stuff. But when you purchase a home, even if it's just a starter home, even if it's your first home, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles. It's not going to have everything that you're wanting. You're going to have to take a few sacrifices with that, but start somewhere, because instead of paying, you know, $1,500, $1,800, I think, like, for rent, it's like $1,800 to $2,200 for like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment.
Yep. Take
that money and purchase something to start building your equity and start building your future. So that way we can turn around and sell that in 3 years, 3.5 years, and then you can get your forever home, or you can get the next step up home from it. So totally off where our topic is, but I'm obviously extremely passionate about it because I've been there, I've done that. I've gotten a starter home that was not my forever home, but if I didn't make that step, then I would have never been able to make the step to be able to continue to get exactly what we want.
Moral of the story, median prices are up. Reach out to us and we can figure out what that median price point is for you. The third thing that people need to realize when it comes to moving to Colorado Springs is that the altitude does have a severe impact on your health. If you're coming from lower elevation, you are going to hate it here. It doesn't matter what season we are in, because you're going to be fatigued, you will be short of breath, you might get a headache when you first arrive here, but don't worry, all of that is totally normal, and when your body adapts, which can take a few weeks, you'll be totally fine.
It's pretty common for people to feel a bit off, especially when doing physical activities at first. But once you get acclimated, it will feel like second nature.
Just give your body time to acclimate, but on a serious note, if you do have prior existing health conditions, I strongly suggest you come here to just visit before planning to move yourself and your entire family here. We have helped several families move, and a lot of times they end up moving back to where they were from or somewhere with lower elevation and a warmer climate, because it does have a severe impact on your health. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and Grandpa's a prime example of that. You know, my grandpa grew up here in Colorado. I mean, he was military, so he kind of, when he was growing up, he was kind of all over. But like my time with my grandma and grandpa, they've always been here in Colorado, but the older that they got, the altitude really, really started to take effect on them. And so Grandpa has moved to Texas, to where the altitude is definitely a lot different. The climate is a lot different. And as we're actually filming this video, Texas actually is getting snow right now, which is crazy. We also just got done with
lows.
-9, -13.
-9 when I woke up.
Yeah, but aside from that, with the altitude, it is super important, and we strongly recommend coming here, take a little visit, longer than like a few days too, because a lot of times the altitude, you'll just kind of feel like it's like travel, what is it called? When we have like time differences and just like, I don't know. It's like not in front of my head right now, but you'll think that it's just kind of from all of your travels, and it will take a few days for the altitude to really kind of take effect, and then all of a sudden you're going to feel like complete crap, and that is what happens. So come for longer than just a few days, come for a few weeks before you move to make sure that the altitude is not going to bother you, and if you have any health conditions, we strongly recommend it.
Number 4 on our list is going to be the hassle that comes along with the growth of the city, which is traffic. You can experience congestion, especially in areas like Powers, Academy, and I-25, particularly during rush hour, and also the military bases.
Yes.
I've noticed that pick up a lot because there's a lot of construction going on around there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely, I mean, I-25's gotten a little bit better.
By Fillmore. Fillmore's
Not
so
by
bad.
Fillmore, but for the most part, it's not too bad. I would say by military bases, it's crazy because you have like one road going in, one road going out, and then it leads into like the major highway, and that's just a pain in the butt. But nothing compared to frickin' Denver traffic. So,
Denver's the worst, even though they fixed I-25 for the most part. So if you're near the Fountain area, they've expanded that, headed towards Pueblo. They've expanded and fixed a lot of the projects headed towards Denver, but as soon as you get to the Denver area, it's just a disaster.
Yeah.
So
the good thing is that, you know, as Colorado Springs continues to grow, they do have plans to continue to grow the roads and to make more ins and outs of where to go and to have more roads to kind of get you from point A to point B. But in the meantime, it's kind of a pain in the ass or butt.
yeah, they are expanding.
Keister.
She said ass. Oh, fun times. They are expanding different roads in different directions, north, south, east, and west, which is a great thing. We do live on the east side of Colorado Springs, and it's pretty easy to get in and out. Even on the west side, they've expanded some stuff. So be prepared for the construction, be prepared for the traffic, because we are still a growing city. So you're just gonna have to deal with it if you wanna live here.
Number 5, let's talk about food. Colorado Springs has some of great spots, but the food scene, it's still growing. Well, we have a few local favorites. Rabbit Hole, Prime 25, Famous Steakhouse. The variety key can be just a tad bit limited.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Chicken, fish, steak, potatoes, I'm happy.
Yeah,
Crystal's not.
no, I like a variety.
If you have a wife or a husband who likes a variety in their diet, Colorado Springs is gonna be a little bit tough. There are some restaurants coming in that are pretty good. She just got oysters at
Oh
a
my
good price
gosh, yeah.
that were actually pretty good. North end of town, Interquest and I-25 area.
Which for-
Sunset Grill? Red's Sunset Grill?
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll put it up there so that way you guys can actually see it. But here, being in Colorado, like that is one thing. I lived in Florida for a little bit, and I lived in Washington State for a little bit. So you can get seafood just right there, right? And it was really, really fresh, really, really good. Being in Colorado, we're landlocked, and so seafood, Sean does not eat seafood, but I love
Salmon.
I love me some good seafood. And so I did experience some of the best oysters, which is a lot for me to say, just the other day, and they were so yummy, and they were really, really affordable. So that was really cool.
I'm offended because I eat salmon, I eat shrimp, I will dabble with cooked tuna. Don't give it to me raw. That's seafood.
I don't
I
think
eat
you've
seafood.
ever ate cooked tuna.
Yes, I do.
No.
At that yes,
And by shrimp, he means
grilled shrimp.
not raw shrimp, or not
Who eats
shrimp
raw
in
seafood?
cocktail sauce.
If you eat raw seafood, I'll hook you up with my friend in Florida. We'll move you there because they have really good raw seafood.
We have good sushi. Little bit.
It's better in Florida.
Way
I
better.
can promise you, and I don't even eat it.
And
But
Washington. Probably
Washington?
California too. I don't know. California.
if you border the ocean, I'm sure you have good seafood.
Now, how about seafood crepes?
Back to Colorado Springs. If you
Yes.
want a good steak, they also have a good steak.
They did have a really good steak. What was that called? Not
It's-
a flank steak.
It's the butcher's steak, also known as not a flat iron, but
I can't remember what it's called, but it was
it's the
really
butcher's steak. It's very hard to find, and it's the only place that I have found in Colorado Springs that has it. So we'll talk about that. I'll pop it up.
I mean, we could definitely talk about like a crap ton of really good steak places because, like Sean said, his thing. If they have mashed potatoes, fries, and a good steak, then he's like loving it.
But I don't eat like a child because I eat 3 pounds of everything. So I eat a lot of food. I am just selective. I don't need variety. I'm pretty simple. White t-shirt, black pants, I'm good. Simple.
DM us, let me know if you would like more than just that, and I'll help you out.
Oysters,
You can come with me, because he clearly won't eat it.
all these crazy things.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did.
Talk to Crystal.
Remember Carter and I
know. It was disgusting.
we had
Sushi Row, downtown Colorado Springs.
that place is really good.
I remember. I didn't participate. I had
Speaking
a
of
steak
that,
on a leaf.
Carter and I need to have another date to go there. I'm gonna DM him, get on the schedule. Anyway,
I'm gonna go
back
get
to
a
Colorado
steak at the
Springs.
Famous. Number 6. The sun here is intense. I mentioned it earlier. I'm gonna mention it again because if you drive from your house to the gym, which is 25 minutes away, like I do, you're probably gonna get a sunburn and you're gonna have chapped lips and it's gonna be miserable. It's not that bad.
Ladies,
But you do have to be prepared.
yeah, ladies, wear foundation that has sunscreen in it. Wear sunscreen all the time, whether the sun's out, it's not out. I mean, you should really do that no matter where you're at, but here in Colorado Springs especially, because it does get, like, you don't realize how hot it will actually get on you.
If it's shady, have your chapstick. If it's sunny, have your sunscreen. If it's shady or sunny or snowing or raining or anything in between, have your chapstick and have your sunscreen because you're gonna need it. And if you wear contacts, be prepared. Have your eye drops because it gets windy here.
Yeah.
So it's windy, it's sunny, it's dry. It's tough.
Yeah, well, and
We have a hard life.
I would say too, because the humidity is almost non-existent, that you will have lotion, ladies, in your purse
Lotion.
at all times, or in your car, or in the bathroom. It's not Colorado Springs is not one of those states where you just like get out of the shower and then your skin is super smooth. You will have to have lotion. It's like just a thing.
Yep. You need to budget about $1,000 a month for these products. Just kidding. But you do need to get them. Probably at Costco in bulk because that's what you get everything. So, lotion, chapstick, sunscreen, Colorado. All of it goes together. Keep it on you at all times.
I cannot get any out of there.
Number 7
On our list,
is wildlife.
and let me tell you, do you like bunnies? Does your kid like little bunnies? Squirrels, maybe? Because when you wake up in the morning, from anywhere between February and probably October, those little rascals are gonna be in your front yard. They're super cute, they're super fun, and sometimes you can teach them to eat cookies straight out of your hand, which is super cool. Deer is another one.
Deer is huge.
You're gonna see plenty of deer here. If you like wildlife at all whatsoever, Colorado Springs is gonna be a great spot for you, especially when you're randomly hiking and they pop out of nowhere.
Or you're driving, like be careful.
Be careful.
Our daughter was driving when she first got her license, and we
Rookie.
through Black Forest, and it's super dark. I think it was actually snowing.
But snowing. It was after her work shift, I'll give you that.
But the wildlife do just kind of come out, and they think that the road is their road, and so if you're not paying attention, definitely be careful of that. We have bears. Literally will get into people's trash cans. They'll get into people's cars. Not just like in the mountains, you guys, while you're hiking or anything like that. In suburban areas, it's crazy.
Raccoons, skunks. So just be prepared for the wildlife, good and bad. Peaceful and terrifying. What are those mountain lions things? Mountain lions.
Well, mountain lions, but
And the birds. The mountain lions will eat your small dogs. So
and
bring
coyotes.
them inside.
Like
and the
here,
coyotes.
Here in Peyton, in Falcon, we have a lot of open space, and we have coyotes that will literally eat little dogs.
You can hear them howling at night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One of our sellers in the neighborhood actually heard a story of their neighbor, or I think they watched it in person. The bird came and swooped up their dog with its talons.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of bird it was, but it swooped up the dog, gone forever. So lock your pets inside and don't let them outdoors as if they're small. They're a decent size and they'll probably be fine. But if you hear the coyotes howling at night, it's probably a good idea to bring your animals inside. So be prepared for the wildlife, because it can get you.
Number 8, water activities. Colorado Springs is landlocked, and while we have reservoirs and smaller lakes, the lack of large bodies of water can be a downside for some people.
If you like to take a bath, you're in luck, because a lot of homes come with a bath. Some don't, so hopefully you enjoy showers. But if you don't like baths and you don't like showers and you want to go to a lake, Pueblo, that's a good one.
Cherry Creek Reservoir.
That's another good one. There's several within a few hours. Pueblo is going to be your closest one for sure.
And it's probably like the largest body of reservoir. Horsetooth is our family favorite.
Yeah.
We always go camping there. Well, we haven't been in a little bit, but my family goes camping there all the time with their boat and their motorhome. They don't tent camp anymore. What is it called? Glamping? Or whatever, like.
Glorified camping, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. In the Army, we just sleep in the dirt. That's fine.
Sean's crazy.
So yes, we are landlocked, but you do have several bodies of water. It's going to take you about an hour to 2.5 hours, depending on where you want to go to experience those good bodies of water for boating or fishing and things like that. So keep in mind that Colorado Springs is not the premier destination for boating activities.
No, but get a friend that has a boat.
Yep.
So that way you don't have to worry about the maintenance and the gas and all of that stuff, but then you can still go enjoy the boat and you can still enjoy the water.
I think bodies of water and hiking kind of go camping go hand in hand, because when you go to a body of water, or at least when we do, we are camping.
Yeah.
So also find someone with a nice camper, because you don't want to
Like
have
Mom
to
and
worry
Dad.
about doing the
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
winterization and flushing all the systems and blah, 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 and storing it somewhere. These are all things that Sean really doesn't enjoy doing. So if you're looking for a body of water, find a friend with a boat and a camper and go enjoy yourself during the months of May, June, July, and August. You're gonna have a blast.
So number 9, the winters can be cold, but a little manageable.
I'm going to Florida for this scene because I don't like the cold.
But we do get some cold temperatures. However, we do get warm weather as well.
I'm back? Oh man. Well, if I'm back, I might as well educate you guys on Colorado and Colorado Springs when it comes to the cold weather. It can be cold, but you can see Sean walking around in shorts most of the time, because while it is -9 degrees in the morning, it can also be 40 degrees and sunshine like crazy come afternoon time. So be prepared, have plenty of layers, and just know that even though it's going to be cold, it's not going to stay cold. So just enjoy it as best as you can, I guess.
Yeah, even this last weekend, we had one of the coldest snowstorms that we've had. It didn't really snow very much, but it was freezing. It was literally like -9, like we've said multiple times, because we didn't really like it, and I literally stayed in bed the whole entire time.
Did you know it was -9 degrees in Colorado Springs this weekend? I didn't.
But,
Just now.
today it's what, 25?
It was already 25, so it's probably 35 degrees.
Yeah, and there's no snow. There's snow like a little bit, but it just melts, and then it goes like right back to normal. It really is so hit or miss. It's like it will be freezing cold, and then the sun will be shining, or vice versa. It will be super, super warm, great day, and then you're coming home and it's freezing.
And just like with any climate, you are going to adapt to whatever climate you live in. So if you're in Florida and the low is 50 and you're used to 80, that's a 30-degree temperature swing. 50 isn't that cold once it's been that way for a couple weeks. If you live here, when it's 20 degrees and cold, normal cold, not this weird -9, but 20 just becomes the new normal. So you're used to 20 and you're used to 90 degrees. But it does take a little bit of time to adapt to that, because we do have such big temperature changes. But once they're here to stay for several weeks. So you do adapt pretty easily.
Yeah, and I love it. I do like that we have a true 4 seasons, that we have summer, we have winter. Our winters are cold, our summers are really nice. They're not like blistering hot, I wouldn't say. They're not like 110 degrees.
Right.
The fall is absolutely stunning. Spring flowers is one of my favorites, because you have like the light, wispy airs and it smells so pretty. But so you have 4 seasons, and sometimes you have 4 seasons all in one day.
And the great thing about Colorado Springs too is that you get the affordable price point of living in Colorado Springs, even though the median prices have gone up over the years. But you're only an hour or two away from super cool places like Vail or Breckenridge if you do enjoy the winter months and want to go snowboarding or skiing or just drink hot cocoa or whatever you want to drink with your friends at the ski lodges. So it is super convenient to be here and just be a couple hours away from a weekend getaway.
Yeah, you literally have everything. We might not have like oceans and huge bodies of water, but you can go jet skiing. We have the bodies of water. We can go whitewater rafting through all of the different rivers. You can go snowmobiling and tubing, and you can go hiking and swimming. And so that's the great thing about Colorado, is that you literally have all things to do.
Number 10 on our list, finally. Did you know that the Colorado Springs area is growing rapidly? It's one of the fastest growing cities in the entire United States. What does that mean for them, Crystal?
That means a lot of opportunities and development.
Yep.
But it also means change.
Lots of change. Construction is everywhere. People are a little bit more frustrated than they typically would be when driving through these different developments. But because of all of that, you also get new developments like I just mentioned. So there's a lot of new housing opportunities, whether you're looking to rent or buy. We're pro buying, obviously, so keep that in mind. But it's just gonna be like most other major cities that are still growing. You're gonna have construction everywhere. Cities or streets are gonna be expanding, and it's just a part of living in Colorado Springs.
Right, but I think that that's also a really, one of the great things about it is that we are continuing to grow. And I think, you know, the county just put out that we had one of the highest months of permits that were pulled from all different developments from new homes to new apartment complexes to new corporations to new, all kinds of new, right? And then that allows more growth, that allows more businesses to be able to get started, to be able to expand. We're super, super big on small businesses here in Colorado, especially Colorado Springs. You know, we continue to grow with the stadium, and we get bigger and better players. And I mean, it's just constantly growing, which I absolutely love.
And hopefully the food scene grows a little bit too, so that you can get nice, fresh oysters here in more than just one place.
Well, you guys, there you have it. The 10 hard truths about living in Colorado Springs. It's an amazing place to call home, and we love it here. But there are some things you'll need to consider before making the move.
There's a lot of growing pains in Colorado Springs, but we're just used to it at this point in time. So if you can't handle the altitude, if you want to be next to a large body of water that's close by, if you hate 4 seasons, if you don't want to carry chapstick around with you everywhere you go, Colorado Springs might not be the space for you. But if you're willing to adapt, Colorado Springs can be home to you and your family, and you will absolutely love it.
And as you know, we are your top real estate agents here to help you with buying, selling, building, buying an investment, relocating, whatever you need.
All the things.
If you need a food date and you want to go get oysters, call me.
If you enjoy steak and french fries
Boring.
and sports, we can go pretty much anywhere in town. Hit me up.
So give us a call, 719-238-1771, or you know how to find us.
Stick around for the next video. There's going to be a lot of insightful information for you guys, and we can't wait to see you then.